Page 58, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Things are getting a little more involved. The music's getting a little more involved, starting to move around more, starting to do more with the hands. Look out. They still kind of keeping you in this beginner's fingering style of 5-finger position or close to it, and you're just moving around a lot. I'm going to start pushing you to get out of that. Now, you're always going to have a 5-finger position, but a lot of times it's going to be something else. So it's time, I think, we started thinking about something else. Now, if your teacher has a different approach, that's fine. Just do whatever your teacher's telling you. But I'm going to give you some other fingering options here. You can decide, because they will come in handy eventually. I looked this over. Let's see, it's 2 pages long. Clef signs are treble and bass clef. There's no sharps or flats in the key signature. This is in the key of C major. Do the scale for C major, and go ahead and do the scale for A minor too. At least 1 octave up and down. If you can already do the scale, and I hope you can, then go ahead and be doing it 2 octaves. But do the wrist action that I talk about and the trill exercise, because those will help you the most. And 4/4 time signature. So I'm going to take it one hand at a time because it's a bit tricky, and I have some fingering suggestions. These chords at the beginning is just a C chord in different inversions. So you got second inversion, first inversion, second inversion. Okay. The point is, I can get all of those notes in one hand position. And the fingering style that I use and teach, the one I used in college that works very well, is, or one of the ideas of it is, you don't move your hand around any more than you have to. I can get that whole measure in one hand position, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to cover all those notes. I got these notes and these notes. Well, all it is that. That's it. That's 4 notes. It's called an extended position, where we take the 3-note chord and we extend it out to the octave, and then we play it that way. And that's the fingering. So I'm going to do it that way. So it's here. And then I can go here, 1, 2, 4, and then 5 if I want to. So I do it this way. I haven't really moved. So again, it's here. And measure 3. Now here, I can't cover all of these notes because I got this one, and this one, and this one. I can't get them all. So I'll go ahead and do this one, but I want second finger on that last C. Not third, I want second. So this puts me in position for the rest of it. Here. I get all of that in one hand position. So that's 1, 2, 4. And then come up. And now we're fine. And a major 11 is the same thing. Same thing all the way through. Now let's go down to the bottom of the last 2 measures, because we got the C chord and all its inversions. Here. And if you're being showy and people, then yeah, you move your hand around. Because then they say, oh, look, how he moves his hand around. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to do this in that extended position again. Here, here, and then move and do a 1, 2, 3, and here. So I can get them all and only move the hand 1 time. So it, again, the last 2 measures is here, 1, 2, 4, then 2, 4, 5, then come up 1, 2, 3, and here. It takes a little practice, but after a while, you'll get used to it, and it does come in handy when music gets a little more involved. However, if your teacher wants you to do something else, by all means, do what they want you to do while you study under them. I'm giving you other ideas. Left hand. Well, left hand's not got too much, unfortunately. Until measure 4, we got these. A G chord and its inversions. So again, I'm going to go here, and then come up. And even in measure 5, I do the first one 4/2 because I come off of here, and here the second finger's there, and then that's fine. I mean, the fingering in the book is fine. I just don't want to move my hand around that much. Now at the end, the last 2 measures. That last measure, you get a treble clef. It's up here. You see, they can change the clef sign in the music anywhere, at any time. Whenever they need to. In the middle of a measure, you never know. You just got to watch out for them. Clef signs can change at any time. They can change key signatures too, except they got to do that at a bar line. They can't do it in the middle of a measure. It's got to be done. But a clef sign can change anywhere. Ugh. Now, to put the hands together, and this is what takes some time, you're just trying to figure out how they work. There's no problem. Hesitate all you need to. It's okay. It's just here, and then here, and then, well, you put the hands together. I already did. And then go back over it a few hundred times and slowly, play slowly, work out the hesitation so it's a steady beat. We'll speed it up later. No hesitations anywhere. You'll have to look down at the keyboard because you're moving your hands around. That's fine. Look down when you need to. Try not to look down any more than you need to, but okay. And once the hesitations are gone, then the articulation. This is pretty connected. You can lift up between the phrases if you'd like. At the beginning, the melody. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. So I'm lifting up between the phrases. The left hand, just try and connect it. You can't, but the best you can. Then once we have that out of the way, we'll think about the dynamics. Now you can read the dynamics as well as I can, but remember it applies to the melody. MP is mezzo piano or sort of soft here. Whatever you think sort of soft is. This needs to be very soft. And measure 4, you get the crescendo to go up. You're very soft. Come up to about a moderately soft. Because in measure 5, that moderately loud applies to the melody of the right hand. This is still soft or sort of soft. Pick up to measure 9 when the left hand gets the melody. That's loud, whatever you think that is. And measure 11, all of a sudden you're soft. It's like a reply to it. So this left hand, then very soft. So it's again. To get the melody, yeah. And then at the bottom, look out. Measure 16, we're sort of soft here and this is soft. Going down very soft. And then the left hand gets the melody. That's the melody. That's moderately loud. I disagree with their marking slightly. It's a little confusing. This in the right hand, that's in the background. It should be soft, in my opinion. That should be soft. So that P in the next to the last measure applies here and from then on. And getting this is both hands now, because there's no melody here, it's just a chord. It should be clear to the listener that that's the melody and it's done. Yeah, so the right hand is soft. Okay. Then the speed. This is a fairly slow piece, but they want you to swing the rhythm. That's what that little marking is. It's not really a triplet, but that's the marking they show. That's how they show to swing the rhythm, unless they use words, swing rhythm, or play long short, or something to the effect. You don't go 1 and 2 and, you go 1 and 2 and 3. That's the counting. And it affects the eighth notes because that's what you're swinging. You just count it all the way through. Measure 3. All the way through, kind of a lazy mode. It says with a steady beat, but in my opinion, you should always do it with a steady beat. I mean, there's some types of music where the beat gets lost, but that's part of that style of music or what you want to do. But most everything you want to play with a steady beat. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exaggerate them if you have to, like measure 5. 1, 2, feel them as you're going through these. There's a retardando there at the end. The next last 3 measures, you're slowing down. And you just keep slowing down all the way to the end. Don't slow down too much because then it drags. Now the pedal. Let's talk about the pedal. Why are we using it? Again, if you're going to use pedal, there's got to be reasons why you use it, or just don't use it. Always learn it without pedal first, because you want to make sure the fingers are doing what they need to do. You don't want to get lazy, I hope, and let the pedal cover stuff up. Here we're covering, we want the overtones. It's slow enough, we want the overtones, and we need help connecting the chords. We can't do it on our own. They're changing the pedal with the harmony, but we don't want to smear up the melody, so we have to be careful. I have some suggestions. At the beginning, push the notes down first and then the pedal, and change the pedal after you play the notes, and lift it right after you play the next notes, and then put it down after you play the eighth notes. So the second measure here, because we want the overtones, and then you can lift it up with a phrase if you want to. So you get a little bit of, like here. If you don't want the silence, then you have to overlap it. Now measure 5. I don't want all that. Ugh. So I'm not going to pedal until I play the half note in the right hand. Here, then change it. It's like in measure 6 or measure 2 where you have that. You're not pedaling the first eighth note because you'd smear it. You don't want it. Well, it's the same thing in measure 5. I don't want to smear that, so I do that. Now you don't need to change it then in that measure. In measure 5, put it down on beat 2 and leave it down for the rest of that measure. You don't need to change it. See, they're having you change it to get rid of that. To get rid of that. But we already got rid of it, so it's... And measure 8. Lift up, so there's a little silence, like taking a breath, and you don't pedal this. Measure 13. I don't pedal the first beat. And then I don't need to change it there. I put the pedal down on the second beat in measure 13 and I leave it down for the rest of the measure. Like so. That's basically the pedaling. You listen carefully to the effect the pedal is having, and if you don't like the sound, then change it. Please don't copy me. It's just one way it might go. If I played it again, I would play it differently. I play by feel, and it's however I feel it. Give me a few cups of coffee or a glass of wine, and it would be quite different. Make it yours. Get into it. Feel this melody. Now, once you can play this at least slowly with no hesitations, let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I don't do dynamics in this. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. But I will go ahead and do the pedaling as I suggested so you can see it again. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 3. 2, 3, 4, off.